Sam Bloody Saxby.
G'day, how we going?
People with first and last names with the same letter are usually superheroes.
Oh, I am somewhat of a superhero, I think. That's what Mabel says.
Somewhat indeed.
Titanium man.
Hey, I've got something for you. Hey, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect.
Sick. That's rad. Hell yeah.
So that is
States.
some pretty good lifting there from a guy that's had a bit of a history.
Cheers. Pretty
Fucking
stoked
hell,
with
mate.
that.
You've been through some
um,
shit, hey?
yes, yes. Long journey to where I'm at.
Anyway, before we even get there, like
Yeah.
that was pretty sick. So how much was that snatch?
92, which is an equal lifetime PB.
What do you weigh?
89 on a good day. Yeah. I was a bit heavier on this one, which is frustrating. Like that morning, I was 91. By the afternoon, I was 89,
Yeah, right.
which, yeah, usually I'd compete in the 89 kilo category, but I just jumped up to the next one and still qualified. So,
Yeah, fucking
but I'll have
hell.
to do another, I think I'll have to check with Riz, but I have to do another comp in 89 to compete in the 89.
Yeah, yeah, you look a bit chubby around the cheeks.
It's because I'm
That's
growing
just
my
it's
hair.
just your mutton chops. It's just your
Mm.
mutton chops.
I was
So was this your
holding the
last
breath in.
lift? Was this your last lift?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so.
Look at that extension.
Yeah,
Good facials,
you
pulling
get
under the bar fast.
the best facials.
But this is my favorite
Yeah, clapping
here.
myself.
Actually, the clean and jerk was better. This
Uh,
closed
yeah, yeah,
fist, like you're
yeah.
ready to punch on. That was cool. Let's see this clean again.
uh, Sick.
How do
Yeah, I
your
hadn't
gla-
hit.
how do your
Oh,
glasses not fall off?
I don't know. People ask me that. I can't imagine doing it without them on. To be honest, it'd be weird. Doesn't
Yeah,
even
true.
enter
Well, I
my
mean, you
mind.
need to see,
I
right?
tuck them in it. Yeah, yeah,
Look at that.
yeah. So
That's
good.
love. That's
That guy,
love.
what a legend.
That's love right in the eyes. He's a good dude.
Yes, he is. He's someone who's just as stoked about my success as yourself and myself, most importantly.
Yeah, well, a
He's a
good
bloody
coach
good
is going
dude.
to be selfless and put his whole self into someone else, into someone else.
Absolutely.
Put his whole self, uh, put their whole.
This is already derailed.
Oh shit.
I love it.
18 plus.
Yeah, yeah.
No, yeah, he gives
Yeah,
everything. He gives over.
it
He gives
does.
everything.
For
You can
sure.
you can tell.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Um,
awesome.
so that qualified you for states,
Mm,
even though we don't
yeah.
even know when that's happening or if it's
Oh,
happening.
it'll be next year, but yeah, because the competition already happened this year for
Yeah,
states, but it's a
yeah.
good way to enter the season, if you will. So,
So are you pretty chuffed with that?
stoked. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I said to Liam, like, after the first snatch, I was like, I'm feeling good. Just whatever you put on the bar, that's not going to matter. Just
Yep,
fucking
yep,
give
yep.
it to me. So,
So he picked your weights for you.
yeah, 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 which is awesome. It's like, it's a big trust thing, which is
Yeah,
working with the coaches, all of you that I have for so long. It sort of just comes with that at time. But they're not going to put it in front of you if they don't think you can handle it, and it's going to be safe. So
yeah,
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 that
yeah.
was the quickest 92 I've ever done as well. That was, yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it was a shame I didn't. I was there obviously live, but I was like
Mm-mm.
watching it through my camera, so I was like
Yeah,
trying to film it and enjoy it at the same
yeah,
time.
I
And
know
I think
exactly what you mean.
as yeah, as a photographer yourself, you kind of
Mm.
like you're only living through the moment
Yeah,
half-heartedly sometimes because you're trying to like get the right angles, make sure you're on the right shutter speed. And I was just like,
yeah,
I was so
exactly.
stoked, and I'm like, the screen's so small. I'm like, oh, did he press out or not? I didn't even know, and I
Yeah.
had to like look to see that you got 3 white lights because I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
even know if like that was a good lift or not until I saw you do the fist pump thing, and then I'm like, he's
Yeah.
got it. He's got it.
Yeah. I was the same. I think my second one, I was like, oh, did I press that out a bit? But even if you catch and you just a little bit bent and you don't change your position, then you're all right. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was good. It was clean.
So you joined Ducks in 2015,
Mm.
the end of 14 or the start of
It was
15.
the start of 15, like mid 15, I think. So
Right.
yeah,
And just
yeah.
to set
But
the
you're a year
stage,
old, right? Yeah,
yeah, almost.
yeah.
Just to set the
It was
stage, I've known you. I didn't know you before then, but
mm,
you just walked into my. Well, you kind of walked into my gym. You kind of like you
hobbled.
hobbled into my
Yeah,
gym with
yeah,
like a cane, the type of cane that like a 90-year-old person would use,
yep.
and
Very true.
you were just like, I want to do CrossFit. And I'm like, dude, you can't even walk, but
Not
like,
even get up a
I
sweat.
I was
Yeah,
like so excited. I'm like, God, this guy that can't even walk, he wants to
that's
come and do
right.
CrossFit, and
I
I'm like,
came in the week before, hey, with Charlie, actually.
yeah,
That's right. I was, yeah, super hesitant to even go through. I remember texting you, but your attitude is what made me show up, honestly. It was like I thought, ah, fuck, I'm just like wasting this guy's time.
dude. Before we get into any of that, like,
Yeah.
this is the end of 2000, no, probably the start of 2015 or the end of
Mm,
2014.
mm.
What was the catalyst of the injury? Like, when and what happened?
So June 2013, I had a
2013, so 2 years
yeah.
before you walked into
Yeah,
Ducks.
well, yeah, it was almost to the day, but I had had like a solid 2 years of surgeries, in and out of a wheelchair multiple times, learning to walk, right, yeah, all kinds of things. So I had a head-on collision with a car on my motorbike. Not my fault. He came on my side of the road and hit me head on,
So
and
you're on a
took,
motorbike
yeah,
and you got hit by a head. You got
by a
head
car
on by a
speeding.
car.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So pretty gnarly.
That's
If I
very
wasn't on
fucking
a
gnarly.
trail bike, I would be dead 100%, or I wouldn't know who the fuck I was because it was mostly lower limb. The only reason I tore my transverse abdominals like in half, um, from the violence of the hit, I guess, and going over the car, but I did my wrist as well. Um, and yeah, it's the day I got out of hospital the first time. I was 62 kilos in that photo.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
Did you
pretty gnarly. Um,
like? Did you even
yes.
think that you would
I
be snatching and clean and jerking at this?
no, I was told I wouldn't walk. Definitely not without pain or aid. Um,
Look at
so
the
yeah, no, I definitely
differences
didn't.
between this leg and this leg, just like
Oh yeah. Well,
how it's
so the
resting.
right leg was like I was non-weight bearing for like probably 9 months, um, before I was able to properly walk on that right leg because I had a compound fractured femur, so my femur came out of the quad,
Yeah.
um, and so that was just chilling. And
So
then I also folded that right foot in half. Like I broke pretty much every bone in that foot, so that's why I got the boot on. But the left knee, I tore all four ligaments completely. So I remember looking down and the lower half of my leg was like literally out on a right angle, like away from the body.
that
So,
is
oh, that's my
messed up.
femur. Yeah.
Holy
I,
shit.
uh, in the process of my accident, changed my last name to my stepdad's last name. That's why it says Griffiths. Fun
Uh,
fact. Not many people knew that. That was my original last name. Doesn't have the same ring as Saxby. So,
no.
Sam Saxby by design.
Dang. So just for reference, this
Mm.
part here is supposed to line up with this part here.
Yeah.
Oh, can you even see my cursor?
I can't see your cursor at the
Oh,
moment.
okay.
No, but it's all right.
Yeah, that's
It's
wild, man.
pretty easy to. Yeah, now I can. Now I can. When you
No,
hover over the photo. But yeah, it's
that's
pretty
wild, bro.
wild. Yeah,
So
nuts.
anyway, like, was this like in the middle of the night? Was this like during the
It was
day?
8:30 at night. So I had been engaged to Catherine for like 2 weeks at the time. So we were still living at our parents' houses. I was going out to stay at her place the night. I'd only had my bike license for 3 days at this point as well.
What type
I've
of
been
bike was
riding,
it?
it was a DRZ 400, so dirt bike.
Oh yeah.
I've been riding my whole life off road, but only had my license for a very short amount of time. Brand new, beautiful bike. It went down the embankment, cleared the guardrail, and yeah.
So what happened to you? Did you go over the car?
Oh yeah, so it was a M3 BMW with a bunch of teenagers in it, speeding it. So it kind of just took it out from under me, and luckily I went over the car, not with it or under it. So,
Holy fuck.
and then I actually did my knee because I landed on the guardrail. So
Yeah.
my knee landed on the guardrail and just so yeah.
And then were you like
She
conscious?
yeah, I didn't pass out until the ambulance gave me
Holy
the green
shit.
whistle.
So
Yeah, I remember
did these
everything.
dudes stop?
Well, they couldn't keep going, but they never came down to check on me or anything. Never came to see if I was all right. A guy that I still talk to now, he saved my life because he was driving. He came back. He was coming the same way as me out to Bellbarry um, just after, and he nearly ran over me in his car because I was in the gutter basically, and he came and made sure I was okay. Called the ambulance and sat with me and stuff. So yeah,
Dude, that's really
pretty
wild.
pretty wild.
How old were you at this stage?
23.
Yeah.
Well,
So
not even 23. I'm
a
34
23-year-old
now.
goes through an accident like that
Mm,
and changes
in my
everything.
prime. Yeah.
So
I actually was due, so that was the Sunday. The Tuesday, I was going to be doing my intro at Rocks when you were there,
yeah.
and Anthea was there. So yeah, yeah, wild.
Wow.
Hmm.
So I mean, good excuse to put it off for 2 years, but
Yeah, yep, yep. Yeah,
man,
I didn't think I'd get there, honestly, because yeah, there was so many things that I had to overcome, but um, nothing to it but to do it, as Liam always says.
well, I think he stole that from someone else, but
Mm-mm.
just
Yes,
some unknown guy.
some guy. Yeah.
Nothing to it but to do it. So you obviously go to the hospital. You're probably there for a couple of weeks,
Oh no, I was there for 4.5 months.
4.5 months,
Yeah,
just surgery after surgery.
yeah. I had
What?
about 17 surgeries
So I couldn't help but
in
think
that period.
that
Yeah.
you'd probably be going through some pretty like mentally dark
Oh yeah, yeah.
places at this
Absolutely.
time. Was there
Yeah.
any thought of you thinking like you can get back to
No.
normality again?
It was like it's pretty dark, but like it was very explicitly said to me, like you will not do those things. And I have this thing. Apologize for swearing, but I have this thing, this part of me, the stubborn cunt gene. I got it from my mum, and it makes her very proud. When someone says to me, you can't do this or you won't be able to do this, and they place a limitation, I go, well, watch me, within reason. I'm not going to fuck myself up or like
Yeah.
have to be smart and do things that avoid pain levels. But yeah, it's it lit a fire under my butt to get back to, and that's been the thing. That was the carrot for a long time, to just get back to where I was and now do better than where I was. And now it's just maintain, be able to chase my kids around, be happy, and wouldn't have been able to do any of that without CrossFit Ducks.
Man, that's some wild thing. That's a wild story.
Mm.
And like
Yeah, it's gnarly.
it I feel like it, like it continues down the track, like even like 2 years later, 5 years later, 10 years later, it's still,
Oh,
there's got to be like a piece of you that still feels like you're not back to normal again.
oh,
Even
absolutely.
even though
Like,
you're doing crazy shit like snatching 92 kilos and clean and
yeah,
jerking 100 and whatever kilos,
110 that was, but yeah, yeah,
like there's still
absolutely.
got to be
Because
a point of you that feels like what could have
I would
happened
have,
if that didn't happen.
yes, absolutely. It might be, oh yeah, I don't know, ambitious to say, but I would have ended up in a pretty good part of the CrossFit space. Maybe that wouldn't have happened. You never know. But I like the things the way I was heading. I think athletically, that's what when you ask that question comes to mind. Like, what kind of things would I have been able to do? Now it's like there's not a lot I can't do, but it's um, there's a pain reminder pretty all day every day essentially with when I go to do things like running, skipping, jumping, squatting, like that kind of stuff just causes me niggles, and that's probably putting it lightly. But yeah, that's the what ifs. But it's a dangerous game to play. What if?
Yeah, well,
Pretty
what if?
stoked with what I'm able to
What
do.
if you didn't make it as well? Hey.
Well, I actually, yeah, it's like not even wasn't even that far off the table, to be honest. I lost 6 liters of blood in the first 24 hours, so 3 transfusions just to like keep me alive, essentially. Which is yeah,
You are incredibly lucky.
oh, absolutely. I make my own luck though. I'm uh,
So
I'm just stubborn.
2015, you walked into CrossFit Ducks and we just did like an intro session.
Mm, yeah,
Firstly, you just like gave me a brief rundown on your history, but
yeah,
nothing like too detailed or
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Um, and then do you remember what we did? It
It was
was
zombie sit-ups. Um,
zombie sit-ups where your arms
yeah,
are out straight
yeah,
with
yeah,
your legs straight.
yeah,
Was there some ring rows in there?
yeah. And it was like a bunch. It was just like a circuit, but a bunch of sets of like 10 reps and really
It was
light. I
it
think there
was like
might have
three
been
sets of
some.
10 on each
Yeah,
thing. I think there was
that's what I
three
thought.
things,
3 things. Yeah,
three sets of 10.
it could have been. Oh no, we didn't do the planks until later.
Yeah,
Don't
the
use
planks were
planks.
just like a little bit of core stability stuff
Mm.
in a few weeks after that. But
But yeah, it was. It was. It might have been floor press as well. I
right.
seem to remember that, like
So
a
it might have been
dumbbell
like
seated press
10
or
seated
something.
press, 10 ring rows, 10 zombie sit-ups.
Yeah,
We
and I
didn't want to
vomited
we
like
didn't want
three
to break
times.
at the hip. We didn't want to bend at the knee or
Yeah,
anything.
exactly, because I
And
wasn't
yeah,
allowed to have any extra weight whilst being on my feet. So
and you went out the back with your cane and you vomited on
violently, yeah,
on the side of
over
my
the.
gym.
Not once.
This is like the first 20 minutes of meeting you too.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was that was when I
Well, I
knew
was.
that was when I knew we were gonna have a great friendship.
Well, I came back in and finished the workout. So
Mate,
yeah,
very impressed. And
uh, yeah.
Sam S. Saxby S, you're a superhero.
Thanks. I think I was on a green smoothie fad at that time as well. I remember just vomiting green, and Mark, the old coach, was next to me, like,
Yeah,
"You're right,
that's not
mate." I'm like,
normal.
yeah.
That's not normal.
Oh, good fun. Yeah.
So, I
So,
mean, what do you value now? Like, obviously like after something like that, like you can kind of like look at everything like in a new light being
oh, absolutely. It's
I appreciate this. I'm
mm,
glad, I've got gratification for that. Like
especially
what it is
being
that
so
drives you
young.
now.
It was hard. It took a long time to really grasp it. Being 23 and like none of your mates are in the same place. But it's family and my brothers, my close friends, my parents, my family. Those are the things that I value, and um, just being around good people, um, living your investment in places where you don't get a good return, essentially, because it was all about career for me. It was like I was a chef. I worked 70-hour weeks for 10 years, like almost straight. without any real break, and I can't fucking be a chef now. So like, it doesn't mean a great deal. The fact that I was a great chef and all these things that I really like. If you ask me, "Oh, who are you?" or "What are you?" like the first thing I'd say is, "Oh, I'm a chef." It's like, well, now I'd say I'm a dad first and foremost, and I'm a husband, and
Yeah.
I'm a good dude. Like, I'm passionate, and that's yeah, that's the biggest shift is how I define myself, and that's the biggest change.
Man, like I think that's so important, and I wonder if some people kind of forget about that sometimes. Like, and
It's
I'm probably
yeah.
not in any position to talk about this because I'm not famous or anything, but like, let's say you're like extremely famous, or like you're like the
Mm,
best CrossFitter in the world, or let's say that you're like a movie star, or all these things, and that got taken away from you.
yeah.
Like, who are you
It's your
if you don't
identity.
have
Yeah,
that? And it's the same with
exactly.
people that have like a million Instagram followers.
Yeah,
Like, who are you if you don't have that?
yeah.
Do you actually know who you are if you don't have these things that you fall back on?
Well, it's a question that many people don't have to ask themselves at any yeah, and usually, and I probably wouldn't have had to either, or it would have taken a lot more years to come to that realization had it not been for this accident. So you got to take the good from the bad. Um, yeah, it was terrible, but it was an opportunity to grow and readjust. And I think I have a better life now, all things considered. I've got a better head on my shoulders,
Hmm.
that's for sure. So,
So in
yeah, there's me.
2016,
Oh, the
Sam Saxby won our
worst
Dux
place.
Lotharum Award, which is the most improved. So that would have been
Yeah,
after training for about 18 months or
18
something.
months.
I
Yeah,
mean,
the face a mother could love, though.
I'm not sure about the mustache, but it
Yeah, every time I get the mustache, you
but
let it be known.
honestly, like super impressed,
Mm,
hey, with like what
thanks.
I noticed when you first walked into the gym to what you're doing now. And that's like something that I think I take for granted sometimes as well, is like, oh yeah, I've never had an issue like doing muscle ups or
Yeah.
whatever it is. But I constantly think like, what if like something happened to my leg or my arm, or then I watched
Mm,
like your story, and I'm like, you've come from probably being able to do it to not being able to do anything for like years in a wheelchair to
mm.
be able to do that and even more. It's very inspiring.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
it's yeah, it's easy to take things for granted sometimes.
it definitely is. Definitely is. It's yeah. It's hard to get to that on your own though, like I was trying to say before, like yeah, if you don't have something, yeah, hopefully that's sort of one thing that I've tried to well, a way that I've tried to carry myself post accident is to do my best to help people see that without having to go through what I went through. Because yeah, otherwise it's hard to really be conscious of to make that adjustment.
Yeah. And that's just a small piece as well, like you getting
Mm,
hit head on by a car when you're on a motorbike. Like that's just one instance.
mm,
Someone gets cancer,
yep,
someone chops their finger off cooking food, someone is financially fucked,
yep,
someone, like their spouse leaves them. Like so many
mm.
things can pop up in your
Well,
life. And like,
defining
unfortunately, you got dealt
moments.
with the pretty bad cards back then, but
Yeah,
you are who you are because of that.
yeah,
So everyone's going to come up with their own form of adversity at some stage of their life. It's just a matter of time.
yeah,
Hopefully, they
absolutely.
can use a small piece of the courage that you used to get out of that situation to sort of apply to their situation as well, because we're all going to face it eventually, right? Some
Yeah,
might be, and like to you, it's probably the most important thing that's happening to you right now, and you only
yeah,
know what you know. But yeah, not everyone deals with it correctly,
mm.
or
Yeah. It's there's no choice really. It's well for me, I know even that people don't have, but I've never seen it as there's no other option. Um, as far as I'm concerned, you just yeah, that's the stubborn that I was referring to.
stubborn cunt.
Yep.
So I just typed in Saxby, and Saxby's ginger beer pops up, and it just so happens that you're
It
a
is pretty
redhead as
good.
well. So I feel like
Yeah.
you need to be buying this ginger beer.
Oh, I've definitely have some of that. Haven't had it in a while, but yep.
Oh yeah, okay. What was
It's
I
good
looking at?
stuff. It's pretty smooth for ginger beers. Some of them are a bit too
So what do you
spicy.
do with yourself on?
I until recently was working for Trek, but I've been a graphic designer. That's retrained as a graphic designer after my accident, and dabble in that now, and I've kind of moved in more into photography and video. But up until recently, I was working for Trek Australia on the retail design team, so designing the interior fit outs and all the graphics for their stores.
Yeah, that's
Massive
cool.
projects, really cool opportunity.
Are any of
But now I'm
your
freelancing
is
again.
are any
So
of this your work?
yeah, that's all my work. So um, yeah, done a lot of photos for in sport field,
Can we just
music.
pause for 1 second?
Yeah, absolutely.
My daughter is crying in the background.
What's this camera doing? Or Emmy. Emmy. Oh, Emmy. Oh, so sad.
Hey,
Hey, Emmy. It's all right.
say something.
Hey, hello. Hey.
Who's that?
Never seen her cry.
Yeah,
So
usually
well
when
behaved.
well,
Yeah, but that's not always how it is. Well, they're not badly behaved. They're just kids, I guess. But hey, hello. Uh,
wear a hat.
hanging out with Emmy today.
Yeah, it's
At
Monday
least she
where
keeps the hat on.
Anne works on Mondays, so
Yeah,
it's Datey daycare on Monday nights.
nice. Oh, good stuff.
So this is your website.
Yes, yeah.
You're a
So it's
freelancer now.
yeah. So now I'm freelancing. Anything events, event photography, video, weddings. That's what I'm prioritizing at the moment. So I've worked on heaps of stuff.
Look at this
With
guy.
feature film, yes, yep, a very attractive gentleman.
Very
Um,
distinguished.
he is. Um, that was my first client actually, Abode, so a cafe not too far from your place, Greg.
Wait, oh, here.
Yeah, yeah. So
Abode. Never heard of them.
during COVID, I did some photos for them because they were able to keep going and do a takeaway service. So that's what that was for. But I've done a fair bit of stuff for them.
Makes me hungry.
Mm. Yeah, lots of photography. Should say graphic design as well. Still a big part of what I do. But just for myself these days. Yep, that's me Insta.
How good.
So this is one of the stores that I fit out on the Gold Coast. So all the interior graphics, all the photos I took as well. It was good fun. And then made the video. I do a bit of film stuff as well. Film photography. It's more for fun.
We
but
have to watch this.
yeah,
We have to watch this.
I haven't watched this in
bodyweight bench
ages.
press and 0.75
Yeah, this
times
is
bodyweight squat.
3
Pretty
years
gangster.
And
ago.
I'll be doing it
Mm.
at 70 kilos, which
This
means
was a
the
big-
deadlift's 105.
This was like her
bench is
goal
70,
for
and squat is at
years.
52
She
and a
wanted
half
to do
Mm.
Linda.
I think, yeah, it was about 3 years ago that I
It's pretty
first,
cool.
So it's body weight bench
when I weighed about
press,
8 kilos less than
one
I
and a
do
half
now.
body
and
weight
it was
deadlift, and
not a
3/4
success
body weight squat
at
clean.
all.
10,
I
9, 8,
couldn't
7,
sort of
6,
hit
5,
any
4,
of the
3,
numbers,
2,
and
1,
it still
all the way
took me
down to 1.
55 minutes. And then,
Knowledge.
yeah, that's
She had a
Pretty
was
great
really tough
arch
for a
too.
lot
Look
of
at that
people
arch.
because
It was cool.
really sort of, yeah, it gave me a sense of purpose and made
That's
me
right,
feel really
yeah.
empowered.
Squat clean. Sit.
Last reps. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, that's a nasty deadlift.
Oh, every time.
55 reps.
Yeah, she gets that pass. Oh, there's Liam as well. Man, been around for a long time, that guy. Hell yeah, this would feel like shit, this last rep.
No, the last reps feel good.
Yeah.
When you're at like the 6 and 7, like the 7, 6, 5, like they're
Yeah.
terrible. But when you get to like the 2s and the 1s, you're just like, this is finally over, and I don't feel anything anymore. Yeah, you've got a good palate. Hey, I like.
I do a bit of everything. It's oh, there's the food stuff you saw. In the process of posting a lot more. One of my biggest things was just not having didn't think my work was much good, but it's different now. I know my capabilities and more comfortable pushing myself out there. So yeah,
It's definitely good shit.
it's a good range. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do a bit of everything, which is, well, yeah, it's good. Keeps you interested, right? So
Well, also, by the way, if no one actually knows, you did my website.
I did, yeah, and the Ducks Fit one. Did
Oh,
I do Ducks?
we don't talk about Ducks
Yeah,
Fit anymore.
Ducks Fit. Yeah. Yep, I did your website. So if you want to check out my work,
yeah, so it's pretty good.
head over.
And it's everything that I've needed.
Yep. No, it's awesome. It's really good. And it's always maintained with good photos, this one. So
Always, mate. Always.
nice. Yeah. Sometimes
Anyway,
you
you've got
log on to people's websites and you see the photos that you set up when you set
Yeah.
the website up like 3 years ago. It's like, oh, update it.
Yeah, I know.
And call me, I'll update it.
even still, like I'm like, oh man, I think these need updating a little bit. But then I'm like, oh, I kind of like it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want
Cool.
just new photos all the time.
Mm.
So what's
Yeah.
what's life like with your little rugrats running around?
Oh, it's wild. So I've got 2 kids, 5. Mabel's 5 now, which is crazy.
That's crazy. Is that like,
And
is she going to university soon?
well, she will. She's pretty clever. So,
What do
yeah.
you reckon she's going to be when she's older?
Oh, you know what? We asked her the other day. This is hilarious. It speaks to her personality very well. We go, oh, it wasn't even us. Somebody else said, Mabel, what do you want to do when you grow up? And she goes, I think I'll decide when I'm older. What kid says
No,
that?
you need to know
Like,
right
so
now.
intelligent. Like,
We need to know right now so we can
rock
start
on,
getting
Mabel. I'm so proud of her. It's like amazing. She'll do something. She is like a firecracker. She is so fierce, Mabel. She'll be fine. I think
Yeah.
something in fashion. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she's the next Coco Chanel, because she's obsessed with that story and just obsessed with. She's got a little baby sewing machine that she makes clothes on. She made me like a pencil case the other day, which is out on the table. But yeah,
That's pretty cool.
she's gonna go places. Alfie, at the moment, he could definitely be a truck driver. Every time a car goes past, he's like, oh, like he gets so excited. So yeah, Alfie's 2 next month, so it'll be pretty crazy. But they're
Wow.
wild. I'd say 5 is like different challenges, but it's like a bit easier. Just different challenges, bit more manageable, like because you're dealing with more of a person rather than like a kid or a baby.
Yeah.
And Alfie's just nuts at the moment. Eats as much as I do and doesn't stop. My kids,
You've probably
unfortunately,
like dealt with this already, but like
Yeah.
I'm just going through the process of like realizing that she's an actual human and
Yep.
not just a baby.
not just a baby.
Like
yeah.
watching her get off the bed now, because like you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
for the first like year you're just like, oh, she's gonna fall off the bed, she's gonna fall off the
Yep.
bed. Now she like wiggles backwards and she
Yeah,
knows where it
gets her
is
butt
and
to
she
the
gets
edge.
down. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, you're learning. Like you're a human. I thought you were a
Oh, yeah,
dinosaur. She sounds like a
one of the-
dinosaur.
One of the best things we ever did for Mabel was gymnastics. We took her. She did a few years of gymnastics. She's just stopped, but wants to go again. So, or she actually wants to do ballet. So we might do that.
Yeah, that's cool.
But she really got a lot out of. She just learnt that she could do things with her body, like jumping down off things, getting off the bed, climbing onto things. Like we actually, when she was little, we'd go and to the old gym, the original gym. We'd go to the Oval and go up the gauntlet and she'd just climb up onto those boulders, which are like up
Mm.
here on her, but she'd be like, "Nope, I got it," and like get her foot up, and then it's just impressive. So she got a lot of confidence with her body from gymnastics.
That's
So
so good.
I don't
What
know.
was it
And
like
it burns off their energy.
going from 1 to 2?
1 to 2 is nuts. It's nuts. Like you realize how 1 is crazy, but going from 1 to 2, well, at least in our case, it's different for everyone. There's some people who can just, I don't know,
Mm.
handle it. It's not me. My kids, I just will say, are wild. They get it from me. They don't stop. They go to sleep late and they get up early, and they, every night pretty much they're in with us at some point. So yeah, it's fine. It's what we're settling into that, and it just is what it is. But yeah, they're not going to be that age forever. So I don't know many
Yeah.
30-year-olds that still sleep with their parents, and I'm totally okay with it. Like it's the fucking best thing ever, to be honest. It's like it's crazy, but it comes back to what we're talking about before. Like, what are your priorities? What do you value? Is
Yeah.
it like, are you mad that your kids want to hang out with you? Because that's pretty fucked. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
what would you rather be doing? Like going and like,
or wait,
training's
wait
important.
5 or 10 more years, and you'll be like, why aren't you hanging
Why
out with me
aren't-
anymore?
Exactly. That's what my neighbor across the road tells me. I ride a few mornings a week with some older guys, like, and I'm not going to say how old because I won't offend anyone. But they're always telling me, oh, their kids are 15 and they don't want to know anything about them. So they're like, just make the most of it. Yeah. But it is crazy. It's a lot of work
Yeah.
too. But I'd say, yeah, just because, well, at least my kids, they're definitely all about their mum. So it's hard for Catherine because
Yeah.
she just gets smothered by them.
So you
like
can
all
help
day.
from time to time, and then they're just like,
I
I want
can,
my
for
mom.
sure.
I
But
want
like,
my mom.
yeah, Alfie's, I think he's going to be about me because he's like, he'll come and find me and hang out, whereas Mabel never really did. Like, if Catherine was around, she'd prefer to go with her
Yeah.
any day. So it's fine.
We
I
were,
get
we were
that.
driving back from like a family thing one night, and I was just like envisioning going camping, like maybe even like in 3 years' time, and I'm like, or in 5 years' time when she's 5 or 6 years old, and I could just envision me and Anne kind of like having a beer or whatever near the fire, and her just sitting by herself at the shoreline with the waves crashing on her feet
Yeah.
by herself because she doesn't have a sibling or
Yeah.
like, you know,
Well,
and I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, are we just
It's-
gonna have one? And I'm like, we haven't decided whether we're gonna have another one or
man,
not yet, but I'm just
it's
like,
awesome.
maybe like
It's
I
awesome.
don't want her to be a weirdo.
And no, I think she'll be okay. Like she's got a lot of people at the gym that she hangs out with and stuff, and you'd be surprised how well kids will handle that. But
Yeah.
heartwarming, rewarding things ever. Um, watching your two kids love each other and play with each other, it's like
Yeah.
nothing compares
I
to
could
that.
yeah, I
It's-
could
yeah,
just imagine like
it's
the point
amazing.
where they're talking to each other or hanging out
It's-
with each other and they don't need you for
Yeah.
20 minutes or 30 minutes.
That's
like,
exactly where we're just getting to that stage now. Mabel was talking a lot more at this age, but he's far more physically capable than Mabel was at this age. So he can handle being rough and stuff with Mabel, and they're fine running off and playing with each other, and it's awesome. Like
that's
for a
pretty cool.
while, Mabel was quite jealous of him. Like she was like wanted it to just be us three, but that's pretty normal for kids. Now I'd say they really get along quite well. So
That's pretty cool.
it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, too.
Well,
Far
you know what?
outweighs the stress.
From the stories that you've told us about the situation you've been through, I think it's a pretty good outcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've
It's
got a good family, 2 beautiful kids.
Yep.
Mate, I mean, what would have happened
Yeah.
if that didn't happen, you know? Like you go down a different avenue.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. It's and that's what I mean. It's like when they say there's no choice, it's like I could have like quite easily and still could if I chose to focus on all the bad stuff and like let it all like just weigh down on me.
Yeah.
I could probably end up in a wheelchair in like a month if I just let things like feel everything, all the shit that is trying to slow me down. Like you just have to keep going. There's no choice. It's like yeah, that's the easiest way to put it. There's
Yeah, man.
no choice, no other way of looking at it. Because life is hard. It's not like meant to be easy. Everyone does go through their shit, and it's different for everybody. But I don't know. If it was easy, I think we'd all just be robots feeding us and shit like that. Like we
Well,
wouldn't
you
do
know what?
anything for
Misery loves
ourselves, right?
company. Hey, like misery loves company.
Exactly.
And like suffering is the one variable that can like make us a little bit better.
Yep. Definitely.
And you know, like I don't think people
appropriate.
learn that, and you know, straight away. Obviously, like I remember when I was a teenager, I was just like wanting to do things that weren't hard, and then you know, you just slowly learn that the harder things are, the more you get out of it, and you know, that delayed
Exactly.
gratification is important.
Yeah, and that's it. That's definitely rings true for me and my situation. I think even just with the better appreciation of life and everything it has to offer.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
to be honest, I'm very proud of you, Sam Saxby.
Thank you.
You inspire me when we ever talk about these things, and sometimes I completely forget about the situation that you've been through as well, because you do such incredible
so much
things.
work.
Like
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
do muscle ups, you can snatch more than your body weight, you can clean and jerk more than your body weight. It's like you're not supposed to be able to do that after what you've been through. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
sometimes forget about what you've been through. So it's pretty inspiring and pretty incredible. So you should be proud of yourself as well.
I am. Thank you. Appreciate it.
When are you going to be at the
definitely
gym
am.
next?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow
I'm
night.
gonna go do the not all the muscle up, all the devil's press. I'll do half of them by myself in the garage after this.
Just do 50.
I'll just do 50.
Do
Not
10.
100.
Do 10.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
if that takes a minute, rest a minute, and then
Yeah.
so do a minute on, minute off until you get to 50.
Cool. I can do that.
And then
Yeah.
tomorrow. Did you see tomorrow's workout,
No, I haven't yet. Oh, my phone's recording.
bro? Okay, so
Oh,
what you're
yeah, I
going to
think I
do
know.
is 150 wall ball shots in pairs.
yeah.
So you're going to do Karen, and then you're going to do
Yeah.
DT, and then you're going to do Angie. Bro, it's going to be so good.
Oh, that's epic.
I'm so keen to
in
do
pairs,
it tomorrow.
thank God.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really keen to do that.
She already said I'm going.
I may or may not be there tomorrow night.
Yeah,
I
sweet.
probably will be there just to like look after Emmy while Anne trains.
Yep.
But
Sweet.
if I don't see you,
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yeah, fist bump. There you go.
Boom.
Mine's easy. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
nice
good.
talking to you, Sam. This is the first
Good
edition
fun.
of the Humans of Ducks episode.
Hell yeah. Strong start. Strong start. If
Yeah.
I say so myself.
Let's just leave it with what?
My catchphrase.
Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it was so professional
Eat your
until we got to this
vegetables
point.
and try not to be a piece of shit.
Almost.
Almost. Not it?
No, I just wanted to end with this.
Yeah. Nice. Hell yeah.
Perfect.
Sick. Keen to do another one.
Yeah, boy. All right, mate. I'll
Alright.
see you tomorrow.
Sweet. Thanks, Greg.
See you, bro.
Catch ya. I don't know.